Welcome. In front of me I have the iPhone 16 Pro, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this phone. So I'm going to start off with a very simple one, which is the flashlight, which got changed here. So it no longer functions as a typical one. So let me just demonstrate this. If we go into the control center, here you can see the flashlight, and when you tap on it, it will bring up this looking window. Now it gets hid into the island right there, so you can tap on it again, and you can edit how the flashlight actually shines. So we have basically diffusion to it. You can have it more of a spotlight or like diffuse, so covers wider area but closer to you, or you can have it, cover smaller area but have a more precise light. And you can also edit the brightness right here. So pretty neat option right here that as far as I know, no other phone outside of obviously iPhones has this. Let me just quickly turn that off. There we go, and we're good to go. Next will be the home screen. So you can actually theme the home screen nowadays, and you can do so by just holding your finger on the empty space and all the icons start jiggling, and here you can select the edit option and you have customize. And in here we can customize, for instance, the size of the icons. We have small or large ones. I like the small ones. And then we can also change the colors of them, which by default you will have probably the light option enabled. So you can have the dark one, automatic, or the one that you get to pick. So you can slide through the RGB kind of wheel right here, pick a color that you like, pick the vibrancy of it, and you're good to go. And there we go. Pretty easy. Now you still don't have any kind of control over the icon packs itself, which is odd considering jailbroken iPhones could do that a decade ago, or actually more than like 2 decades ago. So Apple is very resistant in giving you options. It's not one of those things that they want you to do, as you might actually go look elsewhere with options if that idea comes to your head. Anyway, continuing on, we can now talk about the also control center changes in general. So before we would be able to edit control center by going into the settings and selecting a specific section called control center. But now you can actually hold your finger on the empty space, and it allows you to enter the edit mode. So you can add toggles in here. Find ones, if you install applications, they will give you the toggles in here as well, as long as they have some kind of toggles. Additionally, you can also change the sizes of these toggles, move them around. They are not like locked into specific positions, so you can just shift it around. And you can have empty spaces, obviously. So if I want to, I can just move this over here and voila. So it won't go to fill the empty space right here, which is obviously pretty nice. So there we go. And then you have the option to swipe it between those. At least you should have by default, but I think it's turned off. Let me just show it on another device like here. So you can see we have a couple icons right here, and you will be able to just swipe up, and this will cycle through a couple different options right here. Now I did mess around with it, so there's like 2 of the same ones, but you get the point right here. Now moving on, we can talk about the new camera button, which is one of the selling features of this device. So we grab the device, we have it right here. It kind of looks like a fingerprint sensor, and might as well could have been used as such, which would have also made this nicer feature. But in any case, you can just click on this to open up your camera. Next, we have options depending on what you do. So we have, for instance, click it to capture a photo. You can also hold it to capture a video. So you can see it records video as long as you hold the button, and the moment you let it go, it stops. And then we also have additional options for light pressing it. So instead of having the physical click, at least I think that's a physical click to be honest, you have the haptic feedback of the device if you just lightly press it. And you can see when you do that, it brings up the zoom. So here we can just kind of start swiping through this. This is more like from 0.5 to 1, 2, and 5 times zoom. And we also have the option to double light press it. There we go. And this gives us things like zoom, cameras, styles, tones. So for instance, styles is the new feature that it allows you to basically apply a filter to the camera with more versatility and options to it. So you can see right now it kind of just selects something that I can showcase here that has color. What do I want to bring? Maybe the iPhone. There we go. So now you can see that it changes subtly, but still. And not exactly sure how you actually go into the editing mode right here. As like I said, this does have the option to change these. Oh, there we go. It's right here at the top. So you can click on that. And you can see you can edit the brightness going up and down, or exposure, however you want to call this, and the color. So there we go. So that's a pretty neat feature. And obviously you also have the other things, like for instance getting rid of objects, copying them from clipboard to clipboard, but those aren't new. Looking for the photos. Now continuing on, let's talk about the action button, which obviously before at some point we had the switch, which allowed you to enable silent mode and for instance ring. Now you have a button which still does the same thing by default, as you can see, but you can also navigate into the settings, if I can find it. And in the settings we're gonna scroll down to action button. And here you can see we have a couple options that we can change it to. So we have silent mode, we have the do not disturb mode, camera, which that's kind of useless considering we have a dedicated button for that. We have a flashlight right here, a voice memo, Shazam, translate, zoom or magnification, controls, which again that's kind of useless, and shortcuts, which allow you to launch a specific application or function, which is pretty nice. And then we have things like accessibility and no action, so you kind of disable the button. Shazam, in my opinion, is one of those things that I would kind of use quite frequently, right there with the flashlight. So I think I'm gonna stick with this. And now you can see it's automatically listening when you press the button, so that's pretty dope. And last thing, and probably the nicest and the best option that I have ever seen a company implement, is the new changes to Safari. So I just open it up so I can demonstrate this. I am going to navigate to our website, as it's not the cleanest looking experience. And you'll see that in a second. So right off the bat we have privacy, not sure why it's in Spanish, but we can try if it actually gets rid of these data gathering garbage on websites. So we're going to click right here on this icon, and we can number one show the reader mode, or we can go into hide the distracting items, and I'm just gonna click on hide. Bam, it just got tunnels snapped out of existence. You no longer need to confirm it and agree to it. So if any company actually gathers your data, it's kind of illegal at that point, because you never actually gave your explicit permission to do so. And scrolling down, there's some ads right here that didn't load. It could be because I never agreed to the terms of or to gather cookies and stuff like that, so the site isn't loading it. But still, because it's annoying me, I'm gonna go back in here and select hide distracting items. Just gonna select that. Boom, tunnel snapped out of existence. Now you do need to kind of like disable it and then swipe down to do this. Again, boom, tunnel snapped. And you can already see, oh, there is one more. You can kind of see right here, it's completely white, but these are the most annoying ones, as they are visible at the bottom of your screen and they always stay visible no matter where you scroll. So be gone. And yeah, there we go, much cleaner look. Ads are completely gone, kind of. There's I think one right here that still didn't load, But yeah, it gives you a much nicer experience. And this actually can be taken even further, which you can do this by, again, going back to this icon right here. And there's an option called Show Reader. When I press it, it just automatically gets rid of every distraction and only shows me the text that is part of the website. So if you have any kind of ads that have text, yeah, they are now completely removed. This is anything that is actually part of the website, and all the ads that would have text are just completely removed from here. Also, it removes pictures that are part of the website. But like I said, this is designed for straight up reading, and having everything that would try to interfere with that and just give you some kind of pop-ups and annoyances are just completely hidden from view, which is a pretty sweet option. And like I said, Safari with this option now just became kind of like, for me, one of the nicer browsers, just because you can do this so easily. Now it would be also nice if, I haven't tested it out though, if this gets saved. So let's see, I'm gonna close this. See, let's see if it gets saved. So I'm gonna disable the reader mode, and you can see it still retained the hidden ads. So now let's see if I'm gonna try to go to Google and then back to So I think it's still trying to reopen the ads, not all, as there's the banner one missing from the bottom, but there is some space that you can see that was previously removed right here and here. It also could be that these are different ads that the phone still kind of hasn't come through, so if you go through it again, next time they won't show up again. But nicely enough, it looks like iPhone actually retains the changes that you have made to a website, so when you go back to it, it shouldn't be as annoying as it is by default. So props for that. It's really fantastic option. But anyway, with that being said, hope you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.